Go with your breath. Go with your breath. Go with your breath. Go with your breath, because your breath, my breath, is our only reality. Go with your breath, because it's impossible, absolutely impossible, to go without your breath. The entire cosmos is going with its breath. The earth, our earth, is going with its breath. Every plant, every mineral, every human, every angel and archangel is going with its breath. Our elements are elements of our breath. Our essential elements of air is our breath. Our essential element of fire is our breath. Our essential element of water is our breath. Our earth and all of our earth frequencies are going because they're breathing. Tap into your breath. Never leave home without it. Never leave home without your breath, because you can't anyway. So the invitation is to tap into what is real. My breath is my reality. Your breath is your reality. Our breath is our reality. And when we invite ourselves to pay attention to our breath consciousness chorus, it's because it is vital that we know what keeps us going. That we know that it is our breath that is our fuel. And it is that fuel that flows through every cell in our bodies. And that without that fuel, we are transferred to other frequencies where it's not necessary. But as long as you and I are on the face of this earth, in this atmosphere, in this frequency, know for sure it's our breath that is the spirit, that is our God, that is our nano frequencies, that is our plasma frequencies. It's our breath that is our stardust. It's our breath that is our God. When you sing, I am my physical breath now. I am my physical breath now. I am my physical breath now. I am, and so are you. I am, and so are you. I am, and so are you. You and I are, what are we? We are our breath. I am my physical breath. I am, and so are you. So take time out now. Breathe consciously and go into your breath. Go with your breath. Wherever you're going, fill up your body with your breath. Whatsoever you're doing, fill up your mind with your breath. Because breathfulness, when you fill your consciousness with the fact that your fact is your breath, and your breath is your fact. Your breath is the fact of your life. My breath is the fact of my life. When you do this now, you are going with your breath. And when you go with your breath, all of the powers of the cosmos accompany you. All of the powers, the strength, the wisdom, all of the energies of the cosmos go with you when you go with your breath. And there is nothing that can obstruct your path when you're going with your breath. There is no worry that can stand in your way, that can dwell in your body or in your mind when you go with your breath, when you breathe on them. So go with your breath. And I invite all ministers and teachers and everyone who has anything to do with anyone who is influencing anyone else, instruct them to go with their breath. Go with your breath, for your breath takes you to your source, and your source is your God and mine. Our source is our substance, and our source is our breath, and our substance is our breath. So sing with your breath now as you go with your breath. I love my breath as me. I love my breath as you, because when I look at you, I'm looking at your breath in manifestation. You are what? Your breath is manifesting at itself. I love my breath as me and you. I do. I do. I do. I love and trust my breath as I go with my breath, as me and you. I love and trust my breath as me and you. I love and trust my breath as me and you. I do. I do. I do. For the more we breathe consciously together, 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 the more we breathe consciously together, together, and together. Yes, the more we breathe consciously together, the more completely, the more fully, the more unconditionally we are going with our breath. For the more we breathe consciously together, 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 it's the happier, healthier, wealthier, freer, wiser, and sweeter we will feel. For your breath is my breath, and my breath is your breath. And the more we breathe consciously and tap into our breath, the more we breathe consciously together, it's a guarantee of your breath and mine that the happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser, freer, and sweeter we will feel. So go with your breath now. If you haven't been paying attention to your breath and the power that it brings to you, start now. If you've never heard this message before, if never been invited before like this, listen to that invitation and go with your breath. You see, your intellect and mind, which have been used to guarding and dominating breath, has to go. Of denying our breath its place in our midst. Our intellect has developed that tradition of thinking instead of breathing, not realizing that thinking is a spending of our energy, which is being delivered to us by our breath. But breathing consciously is like filling up from the well of life within you, the well of life which is your breath. And when you fill up, before you take a thought, before you invest in thinking, you might find out that the answer to whatever you were thinking about is in your breath. You might just find out that the solution to all of your problems are in your breath. You might just find out that your state of loneliness, your sense of lack, your sense of poverty is in the next breath that you take. So follow your breath. Listen to your breath and you'll hear your God, because your breath is your God. Your breath is your spirit. Your breath is your plasma frequencies. Your breath is your nano frequencies. Your breath is your stardust. Your breath is you. So go with you. Go with you as you go with your breath. Go with your breath and sing, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am my breath of paradise. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am my breath of paradise. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am my breath of paradise. I am, you are, all of us. We are our breath of paradise. And this is our truth. That you have to sing your truth so that your truth can go ahead of you and clear your path, clear your mind. As you establish the tradition of breath, fullness now. Establish your tradition personally. Remind those around you to establish the tradition of breath, fullness, of breathing consciously and going with your breath. Because your breath, my breath, is our cosmos, our galaxies, our planets, our suns and moons and stars. Our breath is what we are. Our breath is physical, concrete. When we give the names to our breath, our essential elements, our breath is our essential elements. Repeat that. Let this become your tradition as you awaken each morning to feast on the properties of your breath. As you wake up each morning to the only commandment that can be followed, that you can follow, that I can follow. The only commandment of the breath is eat, drink, and be merry. Because I am.
Conversation.
I am. Yes, indeed. I am your physical one breath cosmos of absolute abundance now and limitless potential.
Hello.
Forever.
Hi. Okay, good.